Hello everybody, welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia in Spain. We've come on here early and without our usual pre-show because of some breaking news. A small electrical fire has broken out in the kitchen of McLaren's hospitality suite. It's promoted an evacuation at the circuit as well. Firefighters are on the scene, and also, sadly, thanks to some things we've seen on Sky Sports News, hospital staff, there is a few injured as well. We've got nothing official yet, but we saw Craig Slater's report where one of the marshals was being loaded into an ambulance as well. So it is small at the moment, but they are fighting this fire. Mario Isola, who is the head of Pirelli here at the circuit, is a part-time paramedic and firefighter. He has been assisting with everything that is going on there as well. But we are waiting for official news. We've come on early to catch up straight away with this Sky News report. Let's go over to Simon.
Hello everybody, welcome to Barcelona, where we saw a spectacular day of practice yesterday. We were hoping coming into this weekend that we might have 4 teams in it, and it looks like we might have Lando Norris quickest in FP1, Lewis Hamilton in FP2, but Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull and Ferrari all showing signs of promise. Whatever they've done to that Mercedes certainly look to be working around this track that they all know so well. Anthony Davidson and Danica Patrick alongside me. Yeah, we are set up for what could be an absolutely fantastic qualifying today.
Well, I think the real question is, when we came into this 5-race stretch where the tracks are smooth, permanent circuits, a little bit more suited to perhaps Red Bull shining again, we weren't sure what we were going to see, and what we saw was an incredible Friday with a whole bunch of different people that were fast at different times, and great to see Lewis up there. It looks like Mercedes has really improved the car consistently now. You know, they've thought they've improved it in the past, but it wasn't true, and so they were very confident the last race, and sure enough, they're really good here. And just going on track side for FP2, you were really able to clearly see just how stable the Mercedes was. You were able to see just how deep he could get into the corner. Lewis, his qual sim lap was obvious. I didn't have a screen to see it, but I knew it was a fast lap. And so obviously that's incredible. And McLaren being right there in FP1 with Lando, it's going to be an exciting weekend.
And you know better than many, what was the feelings back at the factory about the package that they've got right now in Mercedes?
Well, the car's feeling better all the time, at least in the simulator, but that's not real life, of course. But the updates now can come to the car. This is the thing, they've worked on the stability of the car since 22, and now they're in a position where they can put load on the car. By load, I mean downforce, without any ill effects. So we're in that nice place at the moment where we're seeing progress from that team, and this is a circuit that's always suited them. They've got, for whatever reason, some teams go better or worse at different circuits. This has always been a pretty shiny track for them. But the thing is, like Danica said, they've been there on other circuits as well. So for me, this was, I was always keen to see their performance here, and others too. I feared that Red Bull would come back to this circuit and it would play to their strength. So let's see how FP3 goes, but so far, it's been
promising
super
signs.
close. Very
promising signs. Great stuff. Okay, let's hear from the man himself. Here is Lewis Hamilton. What he had to say after FP2.
Well, I must admit, I'm slightly frustrated here at Sky. They have said nothing about it, despite the fact that they've had a man on the scene as well. So that is disgraceful from Sky Sports F1 as ever. Just get on with their own agenda, and not care about the actual news story. That seems to be Sky. Disgraceful. You can see it on the screen now as well. Images of what happened as well with a small electrical fire that has broken out. We understand the situation is now stable and the smoke is beginning to clear out. We understand there might be a small delay to the start of this session just to allow the safety crew to get back into position because they've come in from around the circuit as well, and also they're just getting used to it. Let's head back to the pit lane with Simon.
Ferrari heavily upgraded, 7 different parts on the car, we understand, coming into Barcelona. Didn't look so good in race trim, but quali trim they're expecting to be up there too.
It did. Similarly to the Mercedes, Ferrari stood out in their stability and their ability to get into the corner. Braking looked really good, as well as keeping the car really collected off the corner. There didn't feel like I didn't see any catches. So I would imagine that they'll pick it up. They weren't too bad yesterday.
I mean, but as Lewis alluded to, all of the teams will be working overnight in their simulators, trying to improve things. They would have been thrown a whole load of options from the engineers here at the track, back to base of the simulator team, and all the other engineers as well involved back at the factories. And they can improve their cars drastically. So, yeah, that's the beauty of Formula One. It is an engineering sport, and nothing ever stays still. So Lewis is, he's treading carefully, and he's thinking, I'm not going to get too excited by the lap times that we saw yesterday. Let's see what we can do overnight, because as we saw in Imola, Red Bull bounced back.
Bit of it's just breaking here in the paddock.
Finally!
In the last few minutes, we understand a fire has taken place. You've got the bomberos coming down to McLaren Hospitality. We saw smoke coming out of it, and an ambulance and a stretcher too, but no news. We're hoping everyone's okay. Let's go down to Rachel. What could you tell us, Rachel?
Well, Simon, I've just spoken to somebody who was inside at the time, actually a member of staff for the team, and they were in the kitchen at the time. They told me the smoke seemed to come from between the floors. They think it was electrical, and I think that probably explains why it was so difficult to put out and to find in the first place, because it appeared to come from between the floors, and the smoke came down into the ground hospitality area, which was busy at the time with media and guests and the drivers as well. Just seen Lando Norris was just standing over to the side of me a few moments ago, and their driver rooms, of course, are on that ground floor. So if they're to get out for practice, they need to get in there and get their helmets and their suits, race suits and everything from inside there. So that'll be the issue at the moment. Can the drivers get in and get their stuff, or do they have spares elsewhere on the trucks, or maybe across in the garages they can use for this final practice session? Everybody from McLaren got out okay. They are all safe and well. A couple of fire personnel who went in to help have been taken away on oxygen and just treatment for difficulty breathing, but they when they came past us here, both conscious, both being wheeled out and just having some help with some extra oxygen as they were overcome by the smoke, which was very acrid. We could smell it from way over in our TV compound, which you know is quite a way away, and in the paddock here it was very strong. But it looks like, as you can see over my shoulder, appears to have been put out now, and it is a lot calmer than it was a few moments ago. But yeah, everyone in McLaren is safe and well, but they're saying it appears to have been between the floors where an electrical fire started, is what I've been told by someone from the team a short moment ago.
Thanks, Rach.
Well, that's good news, and yeah, hoping everybody is okay. That's Andrea Stella talking to some of the catering team there, just to, I should imagine, understand what happened. I think we go back to 2012 when Pastor Maldonado ran one round here, when we had 7 different race winners in the opening 7 races, but then following the race we had that horrendous fire in Williams' garage. So yeah, not as bad as that, but we understand everyone is okay, which is great news. So let's talk about McLaren then. Obviously this is a distraction that they don't need, and as I said, we hope everyone's okay, but they're trying to get things ready to go out there for what could be chasing down another pole, and this might have disrupted those things a bit.
I think their speed has been really good. I don't worry about that. I think when we talked to Zach Brown yesterday before we did our segment, he was mentioning just their speed with the heat, and that it's a little bit worse for them when it gets hotter. And so looking forward to even tomorrow for the race, it'll be cooler. It looks to be at least 7 degrees cooler tomorrow with some cloud cover. So whatever their scenario has been so far today, I think will probably be an improvement even tomorrow.
Anthony, with regards to getting the perfect qualifying lap together, you can't attack all 3 sectors, it would seem. Maybe you've got to hold off on one. Max was holding off in sector 1 yesterday and attacking 2 and 3. What's the ideal kind of run plan for that, or does it vary per team?
there's so much preparation work that goes into these tyres that they're on. They're quite delicate, they're fragile in terms of how you can overslip them and slide them around the lap. And it seems that you can get a very good Sector 1 if you drive like that, but it's not going to hang on with you. Those soft tyres won't hang on with you through to the end of the lap. So we saw a few different tactics out there yesterday. Like you say, Max was one of them that didn't push too hard in Sector 1, kept it all neat and tidy, and then they were there for him later on in the lap. Lewis as well, he's always had a pretty good understanding of where he can or can't push the tyres. The teams will be analysing what they saw yesterday, and we'll see more of that going on today as well. That would definitely be part of their overnight analysis.
Quick one on Checo, who has been, you know, not on his game for the last couple of weekends. He's obviously focusing all of his prep towards the race, bearing in mind he's got a three-place grid penalty.
Contract comfort, maybe. Who knows what it is, but yeah, I think 13th in FP1. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't think that it's as easy as it has been for them. Obviously, even Max is struggling a little bit to get the car underneath him. He's not comfortable out there. So, you know, I would imagine, just as Anna said, every team is gonna be doing their research, and we were joking last night in the TV compound, they'll be on the simulator for 12 hours overnight figuring it out, and I'm sure they'll improve, but he'll need to improve more than Max.
Okay, there we go. We've got our final hour for the teams to get it right. What will those the work on the simulators overnight have done for each of these teams? Cannot wait for what we might be seeing in qualifying later. Let's head up.
Here it comes then, free practice 3. It's the third and final practice session for the Spanish Grand Prix here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. It is round 10 of F1 2024, and it's our third European race of the season. This circuit has been on the calendar since 1991. It's gone through several variations as well. Now we're back to the closest of the original as well. Flat out, all three sectors, 4.657 kilometres, 67% as well at full throttle, 14 turns, 29.64 metre elevation changes, the highest of which comes at turn 4 and turn 9, all the way to turn 13. Tyre compounds here as well. Well, Pirelli bring the C1 hardest, the C2 medium and the C3 soft to try and combat everything going on here. The latest news we have is that we've had a fire in the McLaren hospitality unit as well, coming from between the floors as well. It looks to be an electrical fire. McLaren's race suits are inside that building, so we don't know whether we will see Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri in this third practice session. Cars all ready to go. Fire suits and helmets are not. So not an opportune moment. Alongside me in the commentary box is Jess Ball as well. Megan's on her way soon. Josh T's in the pits as well as Omi as well. But Jess, this is a massive distraction as well. We understand that we've had a few people who went in to try and help, but they've been taken away on oxygen. That's just probably precaution. But scenes, as Simon said earlier on in the programme, of 2012 as well, when the garage caught fire at Williams. It's not the place to be, and it's quite frightening when that happens as well, especially for everyone who was inside at the time. Oh, just on mute.
And I'm really glad that the majority of the McLaren people are okay, but it's going to be a huge distraction. McLaren have been looking quick all weekend with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri with the upgrades that they brought to the cars, so I'm a bit worried about them, but hopefully they can get out at some point. But it'll be a bit of a shame if they don't. But plenty of opportunities for likes of Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull to take advantage potentially of some extra practice time ahead of qualifying this afternoon. So we'll see how that goes.
Latest news in from McLaren, actually, via a statement that's just been put out as well. This morning, we evacuated our Team Hub paddock hospitality unit following a fire alert. The team has been safely evacuated while the local fire brigade handled the issue. That's the latest news that is coming in as well. We're just getting all the latest information as well. Mario Isola as well helping out with the fire extinguisher, of course. If you have seen any of the Sky F1 features, Mario Isola is the boss at Pirelli, but also he is a part-time firefighter and paramedic as well, and a fantastic man as well. So well done to Mario Isola there for everything he is doing. And one last chance as well for everyone to get ready, but no sign of anything at the moment. Change it through. So, yeah, I'm just having a look at Kim Illman, who is live on Instagram at the moment as well, just trying to see all the latest for you as well. McLaren Hospitality has now been sealed off inside the paddock. So they are checking everything as well as it comes in. So we will have I presume, we're going to go. We'll find out in 15 seconds or so time if we are go or not. Lando Norris has a race suit. So he is going out on the circuit, which is great news. Everyone at McLaren look a little bit weird, but he was first in practice 1 yesterday, third in practice 2 yesterday. And it looks like we're going to go on time. So the internal paddock will deal with that, and we will get the session underway. And the green light.
They must have had fresh suits like somewhere like stored or something.
Yeah.
In the wash or something. I don't know.
Just quickly shove them on. Out you go. I hope they're dry. Pierre Gasly's not in a hurry to head out there on the circuit, though. A few of them aren't. But we are underway then. Fantastic news. Down in the pit lane, however, for us is the one and only Bernie Collins. Let's head over down to her.
Coming out onto the track now, and it is Lewis Hamilton making his way to the end of the pit lane.
Yeah, Mercedes going straight out the box. Now, I'd be interested to see what Red Bull do in this session, Colin.
Okay, no sign of her down there, but she's there, Bernie Collins, so we'll wait to see what's going to happen. Yeah, latest news from McLaren is that nothing coming through just yet, but McLaren Hospitality is locked off now in the paddock. Trying to see what was happening as well from what we've been talking to as well. We understand that this is now going to be checked out. Lewis Hamilton's the only driver out on the circuit as well. But it was full breathing apparatus as well. So it's an electrical fire that has caught all these units, Jess, as you know, they are they're built on top. So it's like a metal plastic, and that's caught alight. And it's a plastic smell and an electrical smell. It mixed that together. It's not that great.
It's not that great, but at least they protected it as soon as they can. But here's Bernie Collins.
There she is.
It's just out there on soft at the moment. But Red Bull have an extra medium than Mercedes. So the big question for them is, are they going to run a medium this morning, or is it 2 sets of softs to get ready for qualifying?
An extra medium because of their tyre usage of yesterday, not an extra medium because they got one more set of tyres.
Yeah,
just
but
in case
Bernie,
people were confused.
Bernie, I've got a question for you. If you were Red Bull, are they thinking about keeping more tyres in hand for the Grand Prix? Do you think that's part of their strategy if they were a bit concerned about tyre wear yesterday on the soft?
So at the moment we have 6 teams on the grid, so just to run through them, there's Red Bull, McLaren, Aston Martin, Williams, the Racing Bulls and the Sauber that all have an extra medium tyre. Now what that means is they used one less medium yesterday than the others. That's how they have the extra, as Crofty says. And they're trying to decide, do they need that medium tyre for their race allocation, or do they need an extra soft for qualifying? Is the soft going to be a good enough race tyre? Now yesterday I think teams didn't get the full read they want. There's the big track temperature change, like you say. There's a lot to consider going into that. And there will be there's always at this point in P3 a few nervous faces on the pit wall. You've made your decision whether you burn that medium or not, and you'll be looking up and down to see what the others do, because you just don't know how out of bed you're going to end up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bernie. On board with Lewis Hamilton, the only driver out there on the circuit at the moment as he heads down towards turn 10 on the driver tracker as well. So 22.226 first sector, 29.599 in the second sector. Let's bring in JT and Omi then. JT, well, welcome back to the commentary. Down the pits, scary time at McLaren, but hopefully it won't affect them too much with their strong race pace they've got. But yeah, never good, as we've both been seeing some hospitality units on fire in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit of a flamey start with the temperature as well. 26 degrees air temperature, 40 degrees track temperature. It was at the start of this session, and then the fire to go on top of that. Good to hear that everyone seems to be okay. Just a couple of people on oxygen, as you said, as a precaution, which is normally the case after any fire, not just any in the F1 paddock as well. Here's Lewis Hamilton on a replay, but let's hope that they can make it all safe and the team can get back in there when it's safe.
Yeah, I got told it was on fire. I thought, oh, it's just a small fire at the back of something as well, so it's probably just blown up a little bit. But then all of a sudden I get her dad shouting me through and saying, Craig's on TV, it's a massive one. I was like, oh, great, and you get them running around. Omi, welcome up, if you've got your mic on. Interesting F3 race we saw earlier on. Now it's time for FP3. But, yeah, what's your thoughts on who can be fastest going into qualifying later? And on McLaren, obviously.
Is he here?
Don't know. Well, we'll leave him to come in if he needs
He's
it.
probably just watching.
Here's Max Verstappen holding on in the background. So, again, first, 194 points in the standings. We never actually got to go through the standings, thanks to coming on here early and missing out on our time. So, this is how the standings look in the championship.
No hot lap either?
No hot lap either, no, we were straight on. So this is your standings then. Max Verstappen leads on 194 points to Leclerc as well. I need to go full screen because I cannot read that where I am. So here we go. Verstappen leads on 194 points. Leclerc is on 138. Then we get Norris on 131. Sainz is 108. A point clear to Sergio Perez on 107. Piastri is 81, Russell 69, Hamilton 55, Alonso 41, Tsunoda rounds out the top 10 on 19, Stroll has 17, Ricciardo 9.
Downward spiral, but he seems to have already downwardly spiraled and hit the bottom for a few.
What was that? Okay. There's some interference coming through there. I've never had that before. Coming in. Then we get, say, Tsunoda 19, Stroll's on 17, Ricciardo 9, Behrman 6, the same as Hulkenberg, 3 for Gasly, 2 for Albon, 1 for Ocon, 2 for Ocon, and 1 for Magnussen. Zhou, Bottas, Sargent, no points. In terms of the constructors, Red Bull 301, Ferrari 252, McLaren 212, Mercedes 124, Aston Martin 58, RB is on 28, Haas 7, Williams 5, Alpine 2, Sauber have 0 points as well. Hamilton still top, 114, 178, but several
It was
more
me,
drivers
I'm sorry,
out.
I was just
right.
playing around with stuff.
No worries. Yeah, Hamilton's out there in a second. There are more drivers starting to come out on the track here as well in this session. So, yeah, we've got Magnussen out there too. So, 3 cars circulating. It's going to be a quiet start to this one. First sector, though, for Verstappen is a 22.082. Yeah, Megan, I'm on air.
Did she not know that?
No. She just sent 3 question marks to a question. It's like, I can't talk.
Am I surprised?
No. Verstappen's a thousandth of a second up on Hamilton's middle sector. So that's getting quite close. Hamilton set his on 3-lap-old softs. Verstappen's on brand new mediums. So C2 for Verstappen, C3 for Hamilton. As Verstappen up towards the line, should go quick. Doesn't. 59,000 a second down. That's a surprise. Sounded like he was pulling off a bit there, Jess, though. Like just backing up, not wanting to go
Bearing in
full.
mind, Josh, that due to Perez's shunt in Monaco and also lots of other things that happened throughout Canada as well, they don't have as much money for upgrades. And Oscar Piastri is also in a race suit. So both McLarens
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Now, they must have spares. Like, the helmet is usually always in the garage because they've got a backup there. Race suit, they must just have a backup somewhere along the line as well, or they've pulled one out from the truck. That might have been like drying or something like you said earlier on, Jess. Go on, JT.
Or they were just wearing them around their waists because it was like 20 minutes before the session and they were getting ready.
Yeah, that's true. Although I think Rachel said that Lando wasn't in one when he got out. So we know Lando had to find one from somewhere. Oscar, not too sure about. Because she saw Lando.
Probably Oscar this time.
I must admit,
maybe.
How much of a reset is that going to be for the drivers in the team, especially the drivers who have just been involved in a fire in the hospitality room to now get in a race car and go out and drive? It's quite nerve-wracking. I suppose it gets the adrenaline pumping.
I mean, they might have had something prepped beforehand anyway. They might have been in their suit ready to go. So, but, you know, it's never good for any driver because their mental situation will reset. They've got loads of things they need to focus on now because they were just focusing on the actual proceedings in FP3, but they also got to worry about other things which may cause a distraction, but let's hope it doesn't interfere with them too much. And I think we'll see Fernando Alonso going to the pit lane. His home Grand Prix. Last one here. When did he last win here? His home Grand Prix?
2013. Spanish Grand Prix 11 years ago now. That makes me feel really old.
That's crazy.
I do feel really old now.
Makes you old. Bloody hell.
So we're just keeping an eye on it, the thing. Just having a quick look at some more Twitters that have come through to try and find out if there's any more Bernie's to
get rid of. They do one install on that hard tyre, then they do another install on that medium tyre, and that's their race tyres, and they just do a little preparation in advance of the race on that.
Yeah, but what does it do? Why do they do it, Bernie?
Well, I'm sure there's many reasons why they do it, but I'm going to leave that under the tyre engineer's secret cap, and I'm not going to spill the beans on that one.
We can spill the beans in terms of driver feel. And Andy, you jump in off this, but I often think it just helps to cure the tyre. The first heat cycle gets you a better peak performance, but sometimes you don't get the longevity. And we used to do this even in lower categories, Formula 3, Formula 4. Even people used to go and put a heat cycle through, and that just gives the tyre a bit more robustness in the long run, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, tyres, you can think of them like cakes, Crofty. To use an analogy that you'll be very fond of, I'm sure.
I'm up for that.
So they get baked.
They do.
You bake the tyres. They're made by. They're not made by a machine. All human made. So the final layer that goes on is just a couple of millimeters thick, around a centimeter thick. That's the compound. And that's all done, it's handcrafted. Then you bake them in big cases, and there's a release agent that's on the outside of the tyres, and that's why they're all shiny on the outside. So in installing them like that, the theory is that you not only just take away that release agent a little bit from the tyre, because obviously warm-up can sometimes be an issue when you're straight out of the pits and you have to blast into turn one like you have here, very close to the pit lane exit. It can also, like Karun say, condition the tyre by basically giving it a little bit of a second bake.
Let's have a Stroll.
Can you get me a knee pad prepared for the next run? Have some knee pain.
He's obviously been,
yeah, copy that, Lance. That's understood.
Knee pain for Lance Stroll. Interesting on that front. As Russell, 1:13, 4:31 goes top. Oh yeah, just seeing Omi's message from yesterday finally coming through. On the board. So am I missing some commentary chat somewhere?
That took a while, didn't it?
Yeah. I thought you said that in manager's chat, not now. Oh yeah.
Wow.
So, coming back through then. Oh, Adam's message finally loaded up on the YouTube chat. Says, hi Josh and Jess. Oh, and to Jess, congratulations on being involved with the Red Bull Sim Racing one more time. Pretty cool. Is that what you're racing later on? with the did you say women's only championship that you've got tonight?
No, it's a different championship.
Oh, right. Okay. I must say, though...
Jeddah tonight. Bloody hell.
You were practicing in FP2, I seem to remember as well. So let's go second.
Yeah, I was practicing for another race, but yeah, I ended up doing a bit of practicing for Jeddah after that.
I hate Jeddah.
So I need to fit.
It's not,
I do.
Not my circuit at all.
As Leclerc goes P3 with, I didn't see the time. I need to get multi-view up so I can see the timings myself.
So 1:13.572 as we see a replay from Carlos Sainz's onboard camera.
I have to re-sign in. Oh,
yeah.
For goodness sake.
Right. That's what I had to do this morning with all the systems for all the other things from FOM. So I think FOM have had like a reset.
Oh, I don't even know. Oh, what's the password? What's my password?
Don't say it out loud.
No, I won't say it. Don't worry. I won't say it. It's fine.
Fans watching on in the grandstands as well. No sign of the McLaren hospitality unit update there. We'll leave it with the marshals and hopefully get an update for you in the afternoon. Craig Slater always out there. That's going to be a rolling story throughout today as well.
Yeah, it is.
Here's Checo Perez. Yeah, Adams just said looks rainy tomorrow in New Hampshire as Megan walks into Converge. Just to give you a reminder of what's going to happen tomorrow as well. They're on the same channel, the USA Network, so NASCAR and IndyCar will run one after the other. But if NASCAR gets delayed, JT will take over commentary there whilst I do IndyCar. But it looks more than likely that we could be having a NASCAR race on Monday for the first time this season as well. Megan Birch walks into the side.
Wait, is NASCAR starting before IndyCar?
Yes.
So NASCAR starting before IndyCar? That's first, isn't it? It's usually the other way around.
Well, I'm not
anyway,
changing.
hello, Megan.
Hi.
McLaren hospitality unit on fire.
Dad showed me.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that it's unfortunate and that the other teams better look out.
Wet hair.
It's almost dry.
Piastri's coming back out, so
cold.
I reckon that was about a 15-minute delay for McLaren with all that going on. This is Russell into the pit lane.
It's just cold because I washed my hair with cold water.
Could we just get a bit of
for
a bit of knee padding, please? Yeah, I know.
Oh, interesting.
That's Russell and Stroll who wants knee padding.
Obviously, they're wearing it out a lot.
Yeah. It's a high knee circuit as
Or
well.
maybe because it's too hot.
Ooh, gyro
And don't
cam.
forget Stroll and Russell at all.
Yeah, they are tall, yeah. Gyro cam on the front of Sergio Perez here, if you're watching along with us. This gives you an idea of how undulating this circuit really is. So you're coming down in towards turn one. Turn one is in a banked uphill section, so you can sort of see how it rolls with it as it comes through. Turn 3 wants to pull you out here, Jess, doesn't it, as well? It's a difficult part to get right, up and into 4. Downhill into 5.
I find it tricky around it.
This is the hardest one, though, I find. What about you, into turn 5? Snatching that brake is so easy.
You've got to find that apex so quickly as well. It's just so hard to find. Like, you've got to change your line so quickly.
6 and 7 is fun. Capsa is my favourite, turn 9. Flick it through.
Oh my God. Turn 7 and 8, the elevation change is an absolute nightmare. You have to modulate the throttle a lot through there. You can't just take it flat out. You've got to just half throttle it. Because if you go full throttle, then bang, the car wants to send you into a spin.
This is why we have Jess on. Fantastic insight with the eSport positioning. How are you finding the new last sector as well? It's a lot more flowing than the stop-start chicanes. Yeah, I never liked the old chicanes.
Yeah, I it's been on the 23 game as well, but yeah, it is a bit hard on F124. They still haven't fixed the bump.
Oh, really?
But they're gonna, yeah. I only got called it once or twice though when I did a race last week, like a fun little 50% race. But yeah.
This is why we're always scared to race Jess, because she's just going to beat us every single time.
No, I've turned some assists off, Josh. So.
Do you know what I find?
I'm just running ABS and line now.
I don't know if anybody else finds this, but if I'm using a pad, I can't use manual gears. my brain just won't compute to going up and down the gears.
Yeah, a few people are like that. A few people are like that as well, because there's like the I wouldn't cope with the pad because my hands are like too small or whatever, so I have to use a wheel.
I can't remember.
But if I use a wheel, I find it very easy to use the paddles. So I can remember it more. It's like more
I found it hard because of my condition, but I've learned to use manual gears now. You have to I have to do a lot of acclimatization laps just to know which gear to go in which corner. I can't just go to a track blind. I have to do practices. Leclerc is 3,000 slower than Russell in the first sector.
It's like, I always like to know about which part. So it's third gear through here, then you're up fifth gear, sixth gear, up to seventh, but then drop down to fourth gear through the S's. Kamsa I can usually take at seventh gear. What does Charles do? Seventh gear lift as well. Pretty much was full throttle.
Seventh?
Yeah, seventh through Kamsa. I'm using eighth down, fifth gear.
I was thinking in F2. I was thinking in F2 cars. In F2 cars, you take it. Actually, I don't know.
He took turn 12 in fourth. Sixth, seventh. Interesting, I'm usually in eighth by then and drop down to sixth to get a better speed. So much fascinating. Yeah, he's 4 tenths down that lap time for Leclerc, but he is on 4 lap old tyres. 5 lap now. But it's his same run. It's his second stint on these tyres. So, Russell, that's got to go into a break. Russell top for Norris, Sainz, Leclerc as well at the moment. As well. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I love having the thing in my ear for that. It's fantastic because I get a countdown as well from 10. So I know what's going on there. Let's hand over then as well to BBC Radio 5 Live when
I still get to see what's going on in the pit lane channel.
Oh, yeah, sure. You can keep an eye on that. I've forgot my iPad, so I haven't got it in here at the moment. So I'm going to go get that.
Should have asked me to get it.
Oh, I forgot you were coming in. You were late.
Yeah, he had a bit of a tricky day all in all yesterday, but he was saying he knew exactly where to find the time in both himself and in the setup of the car. So he's now just a few thousandths behind teammate Carlos Sainz, third and fourth for Ferraris at the moment. Actually, Lando Norris's time's impressive. He's only just over a tenth behind George Russell in second place, but his time's on the medium tyre rather than the soft, which everyone else apart from Max Verstappen as the top runners has done. And I'm just looking down for Sergio Perez. Yeah, he's again still struggling. He's at 8 tenths on his first run slower than Verstappen. So he again was saying that he was experimenting with setup yesterday, but we'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, a reminder that Sergio Perez also carries a 3-place grid penalty coming into this weekend after the Canadian Grand Prix, where he crashed out and his car was quite badly damaged, but he still returned to the pits.
It's good step forward.
That was good timing.
Happy to hear that. And there you go. Charles Leclerc was confident yesterday he'd get the car sorted, and he has.
You had that in advance, didn't you? Charles Leclerc, they're much happier today. In fact, both Ferraris seem to be performing very well. They have brought a fair upgrade this weekend. Rear wing, engine cover, floor, diffuser, little bits of the halo as well in their search for more performance off the back, of course, a double DNF in Canada. So they do need to bounce back and get some points on the board, because it affected Charles Leclerc quite badly in the Drivers' Championship, and also Ferrari were much closer to Red Bull. And now that gap is 49 points between Red Bull and Ferrari.
Yeah, really important for Ferrari that to bounce back, because they were on this rate of progress, which is really strong. But actually this season, in the second half of this season and beyond into next season, is really going to be about a development war, isn't it? Because we've got 3, maybe now 4 teams that are pretty much in the mix. Any developments you bring for this season will pretty much carry over in terms of next. No major regulation change at all for next year. So whatever you learn this year will be valuable for you for next season too. So it's about keeping the rate of development going. Obviously, they're in this budget-capped era, so they've got to be really clever and strategic and efficient about how they spend their money on what and what that's going to bring to the car. But it's whoever does that best, I think, is going to end this season strongest. And we're seeing it already. Ferrari have rushed that upgrade through. It wasn't really planned for this race necessarily, certainly not all the parts of it. They've rushed it through. We may well be seeing the results of that now, with Leclerc seemingly much happier in the car.
Just getting a little replay of Lewis Hamilton locking up, coming into the left-hander of turn 5, ran a little bit wide. It was only a small lock-up though, so not too much damage done to that tyre, but enough to send him offline.
So one of the topics of recent races this year has been Lewis Hamilton's pace. Why is he a little bit further behind George Russell in qualifying than he was last year? Now, the Bull statistics look grim. He's 8-1 down, about a tenth of a second on average slower than Russell. But obviously...
Good job on the car. It's good step forward.
happy to hear that.
Yeah, good stuff coming through then as well, finally. As all the action starts to build up, just unmute Jess and JT. JT, what have you making of the session so far? As well, I know you'll be diving off to the pit lane soon for British Touring Car Championship at Alton.
Yeah, it's been an alright session, and whoa, Norris and Sainz separated by a thousandth of a second.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I've lost access
and
to.
Ocon and Piastri 4,000ths.
I've lost access to the YouTube page. It says page unresponsive, so I can't see any YouTube chat at the moment.
Probably the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Alonso goes 12th on a 1:14.980. So yeah, if you're wondering why we're not seeing, we're back. Yeah, hello.
There's nothing in the chat anyway. The only ones the ones you said already. So all good.
It's driving up the wall. This connections as well today on the YouTube start. It's the internet playing up.
One thing I've noticed about Lewis Hamilton is wearing a Pride helmet, which is quite fitting because it's Pride Month.
It is indeed.
Rainbow helmet. I always love his rainbow helmet. He always supports LGBTQ plus people, and I really do appreciate Lewis's stance on a lot of great things as well. And yeah, it's great to see.
We were going to put a flag up in the commentary box, but after the misery of trying to put up a flag a few weeks ago for Senna, we need to reevaluate it on how we get them up.
Yeah, jinxed. Yeah.
Because it just didn't work. It nearly brought the whole thing down. So we're going to try and get something attached like across the bottom, like bunting on the bottom here.
That's not a bad idea.
Hopefully for the Hungarian Grand Prix as well, which is the most of any on the calendar. Yeah, I'm not mentioning Max Verstappen, who won the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix at age 18.
No, you did.
That's insane, and it was his first race with Red Bull as well.
I think
he was younger than me.
If I'm not mistaken, have we got a comp cam for that race?
I don't know.
Because it was the same race that Hamilton and Rosberg made contact. And I've got com cam footage of that start, and you were late.
Maybe that's because I was 11.
You should put that in as a members only video.
If I find it and get it up, yeah. But it's like it's not even the commentary box. It's back in the front room. That was before we actually had the commentary box. That was just in the front room.
Yeah, you probably have to watch it through.
Yeah, because I know you come in, and I'm going full. You know, like they've made contact, and you're covering your ears with a book.
You're like full. You're like full guns blazing.
Yeah, you've got your small iPad, your white one. Do you remember?
Yes.
I liked that little white tablet. Your first little white tablet. I really liked that. That was a nice little tablet, that one. And then
that was lovely.
And then you got your same as me, your second tablet, the same as me, and then you got an iPad, same as me. But your iPad is cracked, not charged.
Yes, I do need to fix it. So I tend to read more than I use my technology. I use my phone the most, and I use my laptop for my Duolingo lessons, writing down my work.
I use your laptop for more.
Writing.
Yeah, I use your laptop more for stuff like that.
I would be using my laptop more if you fix my headphones.
I've looked. I don't think I can. We've also got no super glue.
We need to invest in some super glue.
That reminds me. Have I been pinned?
That's like a Lewis lookalike. Look at that.
Yeah.
That Lewis lookalike, by the way, has been causing several problems because he's been taking photos with fans. Did anyone see that on social media?
No wonder for security keep asking
he
for
definitely looks like Lewis. Speaking of Lewis, he's on, I think, soft runs right now.
What's it doing? Oh.
I think it can be fixed.
We'll have a look. There's Rosie Waite, the head of race strategy at Mercedes.
Hey!
Poached, of course, from Aston Martin. Tsunoda, 6.5 metres. Seems like this is just a standard practice 3. This is why we don't need third practice anymore. Just saying.
The audio's on for that, right?
We just need 2. We just 2 practices, that's it.
Maybe a 90-minute Friday and a 30-minute Saturday. That's nice.
Yeah.
We'd be a minute away from being done if that was the case.
Yeah. We don't need it this long.
Because they're not on for the entirety, are they? So what's the point?
Yeah. It's like with Formula 2 and Formula 3, and we need to cut that down a lot as well. Omi, can you hear us?
He's deafened.
Oh, right. No, he can't.
He's just watching at the moment.
That's always the way.
I wonder why. Alex Jakes. Joking.
Probably is listening to the... I don't know how he can do that. It's on F1 TV, isn't it?
F1 TV live timings. Anyway, here's Bernie Collins.
Everything just becomes that little bit simpler. I'm not saying the guys at the front don't work very hard, but the guys at the back, when they're fighting for that 1 or 2 points, it's really, really difficult. So 2 bits of information for you, Crofty. You can choose which order you get them in. So 1 on tyres that people have been running so far, and 1 a little potential insight to the DRS that you talked about there.
Right, give me DRS first and then give me the extended tyre chat.
So when the drivers are in the car, as they're going around on their qualifying sims as they're doing, when they reach the DRS line, they'll get a little beep in their ear to tell them, now's the time you can open your DRS. Just a little beep that happens generally on fast laps. If he's in the wrong engine mode or the car's been set up wrong, he'll still get that beep. And the only way to cancel the beep is to turn the DRS off, on, and then off again. So even if he's not intending to use it on a slow lap, sometimes the drivers will just do it because they can't handle the beep.
Saying that, did you hear that? A beep went off in our commentary box as well. For the stopwatch.
Sometimes I do that when I do practice as well, yeah. I love Bernie Collins. She provides so much more insight than, you know, she's been a strategist, so she knows like the workings of the car, and yeah, she's good.
Ruth Buscombe also on it today as well. Russell
on F1 TV?
Yes.
The left balance loose front left.
Ah.
Copy.
Uh-oh.
They're sabotaging Russell now. We'll get on to that in a second. We'll get on to that in a second. Yeah, Ruth Buscombe's on F1 TV this weekend. The only 3 members of the F1 team trackside for F1 TV this weekend. Will Buxton as well, alongside, what did I say? Will Buxton alongside Ruth. What's her last name?
I forgot. So
Will Buxton and Ruth.
You should know, you just said it.
I know I did, but now it's confused me because Buxton and Ruth, they've both got similar sounding last names, and I've confused myself into forgetting one.
Are you going to make me Google it?
I want to say Ruth Buscombe. That's really confusing.
So Laura Winter's not at the track?
Yeah, it's Will Buxton and Ruth Buscombe. I hate how they both got similar sounding last names. I just forgot it. My mind went blank.
They sound the same, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
My mind went blank because I thought, did I say Will? Yeah, I've done it now again. Anyway, yeah, and then Ariana's there as well.
Oh yeah, Ariana Bravo. They have all last names beginning with B.
The 3 Bs are on the
as do we.
Yes.
Plus the 2 Bs in here.
Megan's a B.
3. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I've got. There's something in the chat which is about that Lewis Hamilton impersonator. It says Philip says hello from Ohio. I remember there was a Michael Schumacher impersonator that caused some sort of controversy a few years ago.
Oh,
only a few years ago.
That's probably why then.
Yeah.
Hello, Philip. Nice to see you again. Ocon.
I'm reading the chat because Josh can't see it.
Yeah, I can't at the moment. It's not loading in properly yet. All I've got on my screen at the moment is the live stream, not the chat.
Ocon 0.17 seconds faster than Gasly, so not that by much.
They're quite tightly gapped, aren't they, in this field in the intervals? Sainz and Norris separated by thousands, as Josh T said earlier on in the broadcast. 36 thousandths between Sainz and Leclerc. They're the intervals. Don't
forget, not everyone's done laps on soft. So Lando Norris set his fastest lap time on the medium.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting session, this one. 26 minutes to go. About 7 minutes until ad break. I've just been heard in my ear. Lewis Hamilton has won the Spanish Grand Prix 6 times, sharing that record with Michael Schumacher as well.
Wow. When's the...
Oh, right. It was 10.
It's not going to be the last time we see that.
Yeah. Also, I got it wrong. What? It wasn't 10 minutes. It was 10 seconds in my ear. I thought she said 10 minutes.
I was going to say... You said 7 minutes.
Get a chance to have a chat.
Yeah,
So,
it's 7 seconds.
Yeah,
Let's go back to
the
News 25
interview
Live.
with him on behalf of one of Mercedes' sponsors, and it was really lovely, you know, behind the camera to just sit and catch up about old times. We looked through some old photos together of back in the day, and you know, he's a lovely guy. I have so much time and respect for Lewis. He has so much passion still for this sport, and I still think he's got a lot to give. And as you say, Ferrari are going to be the benefit factor of that.
That was the voice of the former F1 mechanic, Mark Priestley, alongside myself, Harry Benjamin. We've also got the BBC's F1 correspondent, Andrew Benson, hashtag BBC F1. Thanks for getting in touch. Stu says it's slightly odd listening to Mark Priestley on BBC F1 while I've got the telly on with the sound off, and he's sitting alongside Mike Brewer in a lovely old Mini. Talk about moving on. That's what you moved on to. 25 minutes and 30 seconds remain of free practice 3. It's George Russell fastest on that soft compound tyre, 1:13.4. Just over a tenth between himself and Lando Norris, who sits second, but he did set that lap time on the medium tyre, so a really good lap from Norris. Sainz and Leclerc are third and fourth, then it's Hamilton in fifth, Verstappen, Ocon, Piastri, Gasly, Albon the top 10, Bottas, Alonso's down in 12th with Perez just behind him, Sargent is 14th, then it's the RB of Daniel Ricciardo, Stroll 16th ahead of Joe, Tsunoda 18th, Hulkenberg and Magnussen, the two Haas drivers right at the back, but they are out on that hard compound tyre. Well, they were. They're now in the pits, so they are currently 19th and 20th. The sound you're hearing right now is Fernando Alonso, one of two home heroes here. And along with Carlos Sainz, of course. Sainz actually never stood on the podium at this track in his home Grand Prix. Might be his last chance to do so as well. We've mentioned Hamilton will be off to Ferrari, of course. He'll be replacing Carlos Sainz.
You're writing off the rest of Carlos Sainz's career already, Harry.
No, it might, well, no, I would never. But it begs the question. We spoke about it yesterday. He's got two options on the table, really, hasn't he, for next year? It's Williams or Sauber, which becomes Audi in 2026. And it's, okay, both have potential, but I think for the next couple of years, if he goes to either team, he's not going to be on the podium regularly, as he is now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's got to think a sort of long game, which is a really difficult thing to think of ahead of a major regulation change coming in 26, where no one really knows who's going to be a top performer. So it's a difficult choice for him. But his choice that he's about to make of where he is going to drive for next year and beyond is kind of holding up all of the other driver market decisions up and down the grid. A lot of drivers waiting to see what Carlos does before they're able to then slot into the vacant positions that are left.
Yeah, we're expecting some sort of announcement to happen soon. Carlos Sainz coming into this weekend, giving signs that he's kind of ready to make a decision now. He's had probably an offer from every single team on the grid that has a vacant slot, although probably not quite the offers he was holding out for with Mercedes and Red Bull. Alpine is one of the teams that technically has two slots available. Pierre Gasly contract is up at the end of the year. Esteban Ocon has already announced he's leaving the team. Mutual consent. So there are two options there. Jack Doohan, the reserve driver, is very much in the hunt. And so far this weekend, it is still practice, but the two Alpines have been in the top 10 pretty consistently. Ocon's currently 7th. Gasly, pardon me, is in 9th at the moment. They're off the back of a double points finish, and they've got some upgrades this weekend. Actually, no, they haven't, but they've got a lot of Flovis on the back of their rear wing. So far, Mark, this seems quite encouraging for Alpine.
Yeah, they certainly had a good day yesterday, which I think surprised a few people, perhaps even them. The only thing I'd say about looking at today, they've got a lot of runners behind them in the pecking order that are only running medium tyres at this point, and so their soft tyre runs perhaps look a little better than the general pace is. But having said that, you know, the runs that they did yesterday have seen some improvement. Had a good outing in Canada a couple of weeks ago, albeit fortuitous to some extent. But yeah, they're not looking like a team that's last on the grid at the moment, are they?
They are not, as we're back on the stream now. Megan, on the other hand, has just found some very interesting information that she's now going to reveal.
Lando Norris put on his story. For sale, high security access card to Mercedes HQ. Buyers must be shirtless to match original owner's identity. Serious offers only. Then George Russell's put on, at Lando Norris, professional, crossed out racing driver, pickpocket.
I saw that earlier on, actually. I found that quite funny.
Honestly, did you see also that Lando Norris put a tweet out with sign language? He's what was it? He said something for his sign language and said, for all my blind followers. Oscar Piastri put something back as well. I can't remember what he put now. I'm going to butcher that, but honestly, it was quite funny. Yeah, it's on Twitter, I think, as I'm falling around in my chair. Yeah. Going across the line then. Sergio Perez stays in 13th place. 3 seconds down on Russell's time at the moment as well. So they're not having as big of an engagement as we're having. JT is about to leave us in the comms box to go and cover the British Touring Car Championship second session. JT, if you are there, what have you made of P3 with 20 minutes to go? He's on mute, so he's probably getting stuff ready.
Yeah, he's getting stuff ready, yeah.
It's been all right with 20 minutes to go. Hang on, there we go. I had the standby music in my ears because I just opened OBS. There we go. But yeah, it's been all right. And Oscar Piastri out on track. Norris second, even with a bit of a fiery start to the morning. And well, Lando Norris may be able to use that access card just in case they can't get back into the McLaren hospitality unit later on as well.
This thing I never thought I'd see. Well, Pablo Montoya back in the McLaren hospitality.
You didn't expect to have to run out of it.
Yeah. He's in the garage as well, watching.
Yeah. Wait, is that fixed?
Yeah.
That's Montoya.
They fixed it?
No, that was back in the garage of McLaren. I was
So, Montoya back in McLaren, and there's a fire.
Yeah.
Not the best combination.
Out for shoulder injury. Apparently in an accident, but he was playing tennis and did it as well. Honestly, if you look back at Montoya, he was a problematic driver when he went to McLaren. Lando's down the track. Let's take a look at it in a replay, actually. This is coming out of turn 5, Seat, down to 6. The King under the bridge. Then it's 7 and 8. He's got a car on the inside line. That's one of the Williamses. And he's backed out of the lap. And he's going to moan about the Williams blocking him on the line. Oh, that was fine.
Yeah.
Well, it looks okay to me. I'm really loving the fact that the Sky Sports app is finally now just sort of in sync with things. It makes it so much more easier to keep an eye on everything. Oh, and the comm cam will be back up later on, by the way, just to let you know. We found the laptop. That little black laptop, I couldn't find it. It was on the back of the bed. So we'll have it on for the next session. That's F2. Sprint race. When is F1 Academy? Is it after qualifying?
It's after qualifying, yeah.
It's at 5.
Oh. I get to escape. Then I've got
I don't get what Academy's the last race today, but not the last of the support series tomorrow.
It's weird, isn't it? Because they get like a 14-hour break. Yeah, it's not the greatest of schedules. No, neither could I. I'll see if I can find it. Did I screenshot
I get to call the 5 red lights as well.
For Academy.
Very excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to have break again? Surely not. Onboard with Lando Norris then. We're in for an onboard lap with Lando. Look how downhill it's turn 1. Best sequence of corners.
Yeah, Megan
here.
is right. 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
yeah.
is race 1.
This is the best sequence.
With a
Yeah. So gone.
With a 4:50 stream start, you got scheduled on JB Motorsports.
Yep. First sector here is so flowing. Up to turn 4. This is where it gets tricky though, as we were mentioning earlier, Jess. Well, sector 2 I think is the hardest on the track because it's the slowest, and you've got to ace it, otherwise the car just spins around on you.
That's where I always tend to lose the most time as well, is sector 2. But Lando seems to be managing it all right as he heads into 7th gear through turn number 9. Nicely done with the helicopter cam. I always love the helicopter cam if you watch the Le Mans coverage, as Norris is about 3/10 up, and he's purple sector 2 as he exits turn 10 and then towards turn 12. Now flicks the car to the left-hand side. A bit of gravel trap that he's got on, but I don't think that's going to lose him that much time. So Norris through New Holland now as he's going to finish his lap time, and it's going to be a 1:30. I didn't see the lap time, but he goes fastest anyway, Josh.
1:13.043. Norris goes to the top of the board with the fastest sectors 2 and 3. 3/10 clear of Russell. 0.388. Piastri's down in 7th. And he's had a problem down at turn 12, Jess.
That's where I kept spinning yesterday in the F2 cars.
Oversteer gets a wheel on the gravel. I want to do a comparison, actually, because we've got the original version of this track on R Factor. The original R Factor as well. Let's have a word with Ayo Karamatsu.
Problems out there, Ayo. What are your drivers saying?
Yeah, it's quite gusty, so yeah, when you get a sudden gust of wind in the mid corner, yeah, it disturbs the car quite a lot. Yes, it's causing us problems.
How are you getting on trying to keep these tyres under control and stopping them overheating?
That's a difficult challenge. We're trying our best, trying to manage the outrap and then not push too much, you know, excessively in the sector 1. But yeah, it's challenging.
We can see your two drivers within a tenth of each other, about a second off Norris's benchmark. Do you think that is about where you are with the car at the moment?
Yeah, unfortunately at the moment, yeah, that's about where the car is.
And Anthony here, do you feel like the circuit is still improving, or like we often see here in Barcelona, because it's used so often, that it stabilises, it plateaus in its evolution early on? What's the feeling within the team there?
For me, so start of FP3, it did look poor, and then now really the biggest thing is this wind gust. That's making it very difficult to put a lap together.
That's what we want for qualifying, though. Puts the drivers right on the edge and means anything can happen.
Thanks, Crafty.
That could be a benefit as well, Ayo. Don't give me such a downer there.
Okay, yeah, we're trying our best.
Good man. Thanks ever so much. Ayo Komatsu with us as our team principal for this weekend. I was trying to look on the bright side there.
Yeah.
Right. So 13 minutes left on the clock for free practice 3. And currently everyone is in apart from Hamilton, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Sargent and Alonso. And none of them seem to... Oh, wait, I tell a lie. Only one of them seems to be actually doing a push lap right now, and that is Lewis Hamilton, who has just done a green sector 1 of 21.814.
Lewis Hamilton improving then. He's on the soft compounded tyres with Lewis Hamilton. Sargent goes up to the line now, so I wonder if he's going to be on another push lap soon, as we see an Aston Martin right behind him as well.
Sorry, hadn't I?
7,000 quicker than Norris. What?
Sorry, Josh. I had an eyelash caught in my right eye. Yeah.
I'm always warning you about this.
One thing I don't get, Josh,
I'm going to have to go and fix
is
this.
why is Lewis always fastest in practice, but he never gets it together in the quali?
I never know that either, but I'm going to have to disappear to sort this.
See it.
So Lewis goes P2 with a, let me get multi-viewer up, hold on. With a 1:13.359, 3 tenths slower than Lando Norris, so you've lost that time really in the final sector compared to Lando Norris, but you can't tell Lando Norris sector times because he's not on one. Alonso's on the push lap. He's green in every sector so far, Megan.
He is. I wonder whether he'll be able to get a faster time than Hamilton. I don't think he will because Hamilton is currently second. And I don't think the times kind of match up to that. And Lando, for some reason, is just dominating sessions again this weekend. I wonder if it will be another win for him.
Hopefully. So the McLaren hospitality fire doesn't seem to affect Lando in any way, does it?
No.
Except when is he going to get food? That's what he probably would like to know.
He's probably just like, I've got to leave my food. I bet he was probably eating or just like trying to like relax before having to go out.
Or he'll probably go and talk to the fans and have like some food from the food stand or something.
Probably.
Potentially. But no news from McLaren, of course, about the hospitality unit just yet. We will keep you updated as it continues. Here comes Lewis Hamilton through the final corner. Is that where... Oh, no, it's not the final corner. It's turn 5.
He's going on a slow
So he lost a bit of time there.
Why was he the replay of this when he went on a slow lap? Oh, I think he was...
Oh, was it? Was a car? Oh, that's why.
Okay, so he didn't see him. And he did...
He didn't see... It was Russell. Yeah, he did see Russell. Okay, at least
no,
he realised.
Stroll, surprisingly.
Oh, no, not Russell. It's Stroll. I swear it looks like...
True, he didn't see you, Stroll. This is what
it looks like Russell for a minute then.
It's a lighter. So, I think Russell shall now...
Speaking of Russell.
Oh, wait. I think Stroll shall now realise that he does that sometimes on the track himself.
True. Stroll is 18th fastest at the moment, though.
Yeah. Hamilton had a little incident with Stroll, though he generally did not see him on the track.
I'll see it on the replay. If you could just look to that camera and say to Mum, would you like a stir fry for tea?
Would you like a stir fry?
No. She wants to... They're laughing now, I can see it. Stop laughing. Do you want a stir fry?
Oh! Not really.
No. What do you want then? Tell us.
You lot can have stir fry. I told her earlier I fancied something with chips. I'll probably just have chicken, maybe with, I don't know, broccoli.
So make you want that camera there, she's watching.
Oh, you're making me want to order a
broccoli,
takeaway because you mentioned chips.
Yeah. So, what are you having?
Chips, broccoli, and chicken.
There you go.
I love my broccoli.
Yum.
Why do I feel like I'm doing that 11th Doctor thing with the Christmas Cow where he's talking to past Kazman Sardik?
Because you basically are.
Yeah. Turn 1 involving Hamilton and Stroll has been noted by the stewards.
Yeah.
So Stroll didn't see Hamilton.
Hamilton didn't see Stroll.
Basically, Lewis didn't see Stroll.
Right.
And Stroll said he thinks he's alone on track. He generally did not see him. He was like, immediately he was like, I am sorry. That was my bad.
I was going blind, so I had to sort of get out of there because it was like right in my eye. I can still feel it. It's like some grit or something like that.
You will feel it for a while.
I genuinely think I need some drops in my eyes. Or a new prescription. Yeah, or a new prescription of glasses. Because I've had these since 2016, and I've noticed they're not as sharp anymore. It's not as sharp as what... If I take my glasses off, the TV picture is sharper, but I can't read the timing screen. If I put them on, I can read the timing screen. The science goes fastest on a 1:13.013. 30,000 faster than Norris. But it's like, it's really annoying me.
It's because of how much you look at screens.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Just have surgery, take my eyes out, give them a bit of drops and put them back in again. Eye out socket, water it up, back in you go.
Do a 7 of 9.
Yeah.
Do you know? Dad made me feel so old yesterday.
You are old. Oh, my chat's back.
You're
Great.
older. Because she called me Zara's auntie. It's like her full name. And then like her auntie just like, it's like, I'm used to calling her just like my niece. Being someone's auntie, it's just like, makes me feel
You are
old.
You're her auntie.
Yes, I know. I'm just like, how?
This incident involving Hamilton and Stroll will be investigated after the session.
The fact that she's almost 8.
Surely a reprimand.
Yeah, it's got to be. Never usually have it. Unless it's qualifying, it's always usually a reprimand. Coverage of the British Touring Car practice session is live soon. That session starts at the end of this session. So you'll automatically be redirected if you wish to watch it.
She's almost 8 months old.
I know how old our niece is.
Unfortunately, qualifying does clash with F1 qualifying, so...
Yeah. I don't get to do touring car quali, but I'll be watching later. Hi, Amy. I'll have to watch that qualifying session.
I swear you haven't done many qualifying sessions at all this season, Josh.
Donington.
For British Touring Cars.
Donington. Brands. No, I haven't. Yeah, right.
Donington. You had to leave towards the end
to go to Donington. I found that so ironic. I had to leave qualifying to go to Donington.
Monaco. No, the Monaco weekend. I don't think you were. Was British Touring Cars on that weekend? I don't even know.
Yeah, Snetterton didn't do that one. I think out of the 5, I've missed 2.
Brands Hatch Indy. Did you do that?
Can't remember. I think I did. Yeah, because Josh T didn't, I don't think.
I don't know.
Well, click on it, you'll find out. I know.
Right.
Actually, maybe Josh T did that because I missed race 2 from Brands. So maybe he did do that one.
Oh, I was thinking about the races then, not qualifying. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. I know Thruxton. I've done. Yeah. I know I've only missed 3 races. No, 2 races this year. I'm going to miss my 3rd now. Because I won't do race 2 at Alton Park because I'm doing Formula 1, but I'll be back for race 3.
You always miss race 2, don't you?
Yeah, it's all at the same time as everything. Although next year I'll see quite a lot. Track surface again, slippery at sector 14. That keeps coming through.
Who's in that section?
Leclerc and Norris, yeah. Oh, you understand the maps then?
Yes.
Yeah, squares are the Marshall Point sectors, circles are the... Yeah. Okay.
I am well versed.
I love how, if anyone doesn't know, me and Megan have 2 different timing screens. Like, Megan has we've got the main timing screen, which I sometimes look at as well, which has every bit of information on. That's Megan's side. And then Megan has her own driver tracker directly below the television screen. That is the biggest, so that because she likes to see where everyone is on the circuit. And then the race control messages and the team radio is on her side. Megan keeps an eye on the AI radio transcripts. And then on my timing screen, which is the same as you have back home, I have the normal timing screen, the race control messages, and the driver tracker. Because then if I'm stood up, the driver tracker for me is directly in my eye line. Whereas I don't have to look down, I can just look across. And I can read all the race control messages as well coming from the stewards. So
one thing I would like to see in the future, though, in multi-viewer is for the F2, F3, and F1 Academy timings to be on multi-viewer too.
Yeah, with the same design.
Which is so much... Yeah, because it'll be so much easier.
I think they are.
Like, it looks pretty.
I think
they're not.
The basic
they're not. They're not.
Right. They should be. Send in a ticket, Jess.
Yeah, because every single feeder series has. Have a look, actually. No, they don't. They just have the feed, but you need F1 TV Pro, and we don't have that in the UK.
Yeah, let's get that first. Thing is, though, I'd happily pay for it, but I'll still have Sky because they're ahead. But what we'd use the onboards for is the same as what we've got now on the iPad, but I'll have another monitor with every single feed.
I would happily, as well as Sky, I would happily pay for F1 TV Pro.
Yeah.
I would happily pay for it.
I would even get Sky Glass.
Because it's cheap.
How much would one of those
Sky Glass?
Yeah. What is it? It's not a Sky... Oh, hello. Is that damaged?
It's about 25 seconds delayed.
Not too bad then for delayed pictures.
And it's basically like it's streaming over Wi-Fi, so you don't need a Sky dish. But you need good Wi-Fi, so.
Oh, we don't have that.
I paid for my TV up front. I just pay at the moment. I just pay for the TV packages.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to though? Actually being able to do the podium for once. Correct. The last 2 race weekends, Monaco and Canada, we haven't been able to do the podium right. Canada, we had to swap TV pictures over very quickly to Omi and Jackson because Megan's laptop was dying doing NASCAR. And in Monaco, it rained so hard here in our commentary box, we lost the satellite signal.
It was a full.
That was when I was watching it. That was when I was doing grid. Yes, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, we'd actually just like to call the podium for once. Saying that, do you know what I really miss? I haven't had my stats sheets for a couple of races because we noticed that there were some inaccuracies, but I haven't had time to actually reset them all. So all my stats.
And don't forget in the support series in Monaco, you didn't call the podium, did you?
Nope, because that got that got flying away, didn't it?
I did.
Yeah, where was I?
You were covering a clash. No, on Sunday, just wanted a break.
Yeah.
We're ready for British touring cars.
That was it, yeah. Yeah, I was going to touring cars. Tomorrow's actually not that busy.
It's not at all. We've got F1 Academy at 7:50. Then we've got F3 at 9:05. F2 at 10:35.
Then touring cars.
F1 at then touring cars. Then F1 at 2 p.m. Then more touring cars at 5:25. And NASCAR, I don't know what time, and then IndyCar at 11:15 p.m.
NASCAR's at 7:30. So it's an hour earlier.
Yep. So no clashes tomorrow. Woo!
Apart from touring car race 2, but JT's got that.
Yeah. No stupid clashes. That's what I was trying to say.
Yes. Charles Leclerc having a go at one of the McLarens there. Yeah.
Lando.
Touch?
Well, it's not going to be his adopted son.
Charles Leclerc turned in on Lando Norris and hit him.
Yeah, I saw that.
What on earth? What on earth are you doing?
I saw that. What an idiot!
Charles Leclerc is going to get a penalty for that. Lando pulls out of his way, and Charles Leclerc just drives into him. What on earth are you doing, Charles? What?
He just drove into me.
He's going to get a penalty for that.
Leclerc.
He's
I
definitely
agree with Anthony Davidson.
Leclerc is going to get a massive penalty for that.
That was...
And this is Carlos Sainz.
A great job.
And has Carlos Sainz done the same thing to Max Verstappen? Or
Max? Or Perez?
Sainz got blocked.
I don't know what that replay about Sainz was.
Just getting blocked. Charlotte, you cannot drive up to a competitor and wheel back. That is Ragunathan style driving. That is Maldonado doing what he did to Hamilton in 2011 in Spa.
Do you know, I saw it live, and I thought they made contact.
I thought they touched. I didn't think they were touched, but
yeah, the replay was. The replay, by the way, was Sainz trying to get past traffic.
You cannot. Fred Vasseur is going over there to have a go at Charles Leclerc now. You cannot purposely use your car as a battering ram to another driver.
You're trying to ruin his laptop.
Yeah, that is not on. That is going to be a big penalty for Charles Leclerc. And in a world championship, you don't do that.
Especially when your biggest competitor at that moment is that person.
That could be a 5-place grid
Someone
penalty.
I know said Leclerc should be banned. That's a bit extreme.
The closest person to being banned is K-Mag, and he just does that because...
Yeah, K-Mag should have been banned from Monaco.
Yeah, and he just does that because he wants his teammates to do well, and him.
Definitely, though, that is that's a grid penalty coming the way for...
5 place grid drop, I think.
Let's hear from Max.
This could probably be the most relevant launch of the weekend, Max, so make use of it.
Track temperature has
What
gone
about
up
the
now.
race start?
Well, it's at the same time, and also the track conditions could be the same as what we have on Sunday, if it rains or if it doesn't rain.
Oh, look, Sargent at the front of the grid.
Max Verstappen lines up where he hopes he doesn't qualify. This is 16th on the grid. Nicely on the marks, though, from Max there.
That was close. That's why I went, oh.
Will he go for it? Here we go. Revs are rising. Build up to around about 10,000 RPM. Drop slightly the clutch. Build it up. Third gear. Nice start there from Max.
He goes to third gear very quickly, does Max?
Yeah. Tries to minimise wheel spin. Stewards have said that the turn 7 is involving Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris will be investigated after the session.
Well, it's after, so
Thank
get
you.
invested.
That'll be a penalty going into the race. 100%.
I'll keep an eye on it whilst I watch F2 with you, whilst you and Omi are in the commentary box.
I think Seth's joining us if he can. That should be fun.
Oh, F3, sorry, not F2.
No, you're right,
F3
Jess.
first, I keep forgetting. Oh, no, F3 was earlier. F2, yeah, it is F2. Why am I questioning myself?
I don't know. What do you make of F3, Megan?
I thought it was quite good. I'm a bit confused of why Leclerc decided to go all battering ram on people. But, yeah, I think McLaren's have had enough drama for today without Ferrari trying to hit us.
Maybe the Ferrari's pizza's burned, I don't know.
Let's hope Bianca doesn't have that much trouble in F1 Academy later.
Let's hope.
Right, see you for quali.
Bye, Megan.
They're going to be back for qualifying. Don't know, Jess. That's a penalty coming his way for sure.
Yeah.
What
no question about it. If he doesn't get a penalty, then I just lost all hope. But Carlos Sainz ends the session top after being second in free practice 2 and third in free practice 1. For our Ferrari back, Josh?
Could be, and he's the best chance of pole position now. Omi, quickly, what do you make of that incident with Leclerc and Norris?
I'm going to say very unnecessary, just very unnecessary. He could have just continued on, and he could have been in the battle for pole, but he's just possibly ruined his chances.
Here's your results then. Carlos Sainz is fastest with Lando Norris second, Charles Leclerc third, but both Norris and Leclerc under investigation for that incident on the track. Leclerc definitely will get a penalty for that one. Verstappen fourth, Russell fifth, Hamilton sixth, Perez seventh, Albon eighth, Alonso ninth, Piastri rounds out top 10. Then we get Ocon 11th, Gasly 12th, Hülkenberg 13th, Bottas 14th, Magnussen 15th, Ricciardo 16th, Stroll 17th, Tsunoda 18th, Zhou 19th, and Sargent takes 20th. Okay, Jess, final thoughts from you. What do you make of that session?
Ferrari are looking quick, so is McLaren, and Red Bull are still in there as well. Pretty much 5 teams are in the hunt for pole position in qualifying, and I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
It's going to be a fantastic qualifying. You can join us at 2:45 for all the action. Next up here, though, on JBMotorsports, it's the session for the British Touring Car Championship Practice 2. And then in a few moments' time, we'll be over for all the action from F2's sprint race. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.